All right. Here we are, I think. Doing a little updating this morning. Trying to get everything updated. Because God knows, gotta stay up to date. Gotta stay up to date. And I don't sit on the god dang computer every day, all right? Look, before we get into that, welcome to Regalwood Gaming. I don't want to start out bitching immediately this morning, but I will. I am your host, Richard James Regal. This is Regalwood Gaming. I am, for those of you who don't know, the overlord of the wasteland, the engineer of combat, the big boss with the hot sauce, and the absolute best in mediocrity. Right? Mediocre gaming, mediocre entertainment, mediocre host, mediocre show. It's where we live. We live right in that mid here at Regalwood Gaming. So that's what you're going to get. That's what you're in store for. But we are live right now on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and Kick. YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and Kick, respectively. YouTube is where it all stems from. It's kind of like the hub of Regalwood Gaming. It's where you get all things Regal. There's wrestling content up there, professional wrestling content up there if you're into that type of thing. I had a honest to goodness over the air radio program some years ago, and on that program, I interviewed some legends, Animal from the Road Warriors, Jimmy Boogie Woogie Man Valiant, Ricky Morton. The list goes on, and some newer people, Manny Fernandez, some newer people as well. They were doing the NXT thing back in the day, and I think I interviewed just about all of those contestants in that show. So those interviews are up there. There's still some interesting stuff up there that you may or may not may or may not want to check out. But it's all right there on the Wrestle Radio 860, Wrestle Radio 860 on YouTube, plus the gaming stuff. All that's everything you see anywhere you're watching me, and you find this big blue bulldog, you're in the right spot. It all starts on the YouTube channel and branches out from there. We're also on Twitch. If you're so inclined to watch us on Twitch, it's Regalwood6969. Regalwood6969 on the Twitch. Rumble and Kick, Regalwood. Rumble and Kick, just Regalwood or Regalwood Gaming, whichever. You know you found me when you found that big old blue bulldog right here. Good boy he is. We don't have a name for him just yet. Once we ever break it into the big times, we're going to host a name the bulldog contest, and the winner will be greatly rewarded for his efforts. But we ain't nowhere near that. Right now, as an update, we got 0 watchers on YouTube. We have 1 on Kick and 1 on Rumble. So we're changing the world out here at Regalwood Gaming, believe me. I don't even remember I was going to start my first rant about when we kicked off, because I'm so invested in welcoming you, the viewer, or the non-viewer, as it were, to this grandiosity that is Regalwood Gaming. So today we were going, and I promoted that we were going to be playing a PlayStation 1 game, Defcon 5, I think it is. I've never played it before. I'm assuming it's a World War game. But I saw it, and it kind of piqued my interest, and we were going to play that. But of course, because you got to update everything, we weren't able to. We have just about every game there is. If we don't have it, we can get it. But the problem we had today was the getting. For some reason, we weren't able to acquire it in a timely manner. Let's leave it at that. And due to that, we won't be. Doesn't look like, unless I can get it in like right now, which I don't think is going to happen. It's a 251 megabyte game. We should have that in literally 10 seconds. But for some reason, we're running into some silly issues. And I'm not waiting an hour for anything. Not done it. Not got that. Not got that. So we won't be playing Defcon 5 today. And if I had any viewers, I would ask you, what would you like to see us play today? But unfortunately, as we begin, we don't have that luxury. It's just me talking to me, and that's okay. I'm not in this to make any money. Thank God. Thank God. But we're here to have a little fun, and that's what we're going to do. So we'll do a rando old school challenge today. Remember the rules of the old school. You get whatever lives you begin with. 3, 2, 1, 5, whatever it is. And once we exhaust those lives, we move it on over to the next part of the show. And today, the second part of the show will consist mainly, unless we just really crap the bed in there, will be Battlefield 6. Open beta is back up and running. So we're going to try to dive in there and make our way through that. We didn't get to play much of the first weekend open beta because, well, frankly, we had an overload. We had to go. We had a wasteland. We had to go overlord over. Excuse me. And so that's what we did for the weekend. We played a little bit on the Thursday, which was the early launch of the beta. I like it. Run and gun. I mean, we know what Battlefield is. I didn't have any issues with it. Of course, learning the mechanics in the 2 hours or whatever it was we played, we were just trying to feel our way. But it felt good. It looked fantastic. Those maps are insane. So we're going to get in there today and play some Battlefield. And once we wrap that, we're going to jump into my favorite game right now that I just think about all the time and really want to just wish I could spend a lot more time playing. And that's Gray Zone Warfare. Man, that it just hits all the right buttons for me. You may not like it, and that's okay. You don't have to, but it just hits all the right. It checks off all the right. Ticks off all the right buttons for me. It's everything. I always say it's everything Tarkov should have been. People who love Tarkov, man, God bless you. But it's not. It just became a chore to play, and it wasn't fun. And when they did this latest hardcore wipe, to me, and I know it's a get good situation, I understand that. We don't claim to have a whole lot of skill here. Mediocrity, remember. But it just became a chore to play, and it wasn't fun, man. And when they did that hardcore wipe, I literally lost everything and didn't have any money to go buy anything else. So what are we doing? Well, I mean, we're just walking around getting shot, being somebody else's target. I'm not doing that. And I guess the fun lies with the grind of going out there and stealthily trying to find you some equipment and building up your stash and all that. But then going in, it's a lot, man. And to me, and this is my opinion, you don't have to agree with me. Gray Zone just strips away all the bad of Tarkov and leaves you with the good. Plus, you get maps and compasses and exfils that you know where they are. I don't understand the game, and I don't want to turn this into a Tarkov rant, because I know people out there live and die and swear by Tarkov, and that's fine. I enjoyed it at first. But not being able to find your exfil, bro, I can't excuse that. I just cannot look past it. You could have everything in the mission done, and there were times that I did have everything in the mission done. Like, I did my tasks. All I needed to do was get the exfil. And by the time I found exfil, the freaking time ran out. Now, in what world do you have a timer set on your raids in a real world challenge, which this is supposed to be set in, right? The real world, even though it's fictional and it's a video game. Why you put a timer on it? And you could be literally walking up to your exfil, time ran out, and you lose all your shit, everything you did in the task. After 3 or 4 times of that, man, and then plus getting just shot from across the map blindly, and it just became more of a chore than it was fun. And so we took it out of the rotation here. We may put it back when they release 1, and I think that's coming later this year, first part of next year, version 1. the actual release of Tarkov. We may go back in. I'm sure they'll do another wipe and everybody starts from fresh. So we may go back in just to see what 1 looks like. And we probably will, because it's sitting right here on my desktop. But no time soon, bro. Tarkov, give us a map that's usable. Now, fucking Gray Zone gives you 2 maps. You get the big world map, and then you get the map that you can bring up while you're running across a field, for God's sakes. And you know where your exfils are, and you know where your bases are that you can get to safety. I wish I hadn't wasted the time thinking about getting it that I did actually getting it, because man, I just enjoy the shit out of Gray Zone right now. They to me, it hits everything that I wanted to hit, and it's enjoyable. You can PvP if you want to. I do a lot of PvE because I'm enjoying running the tasks, and the AI is so damn precise that it's almost like playing PvP. I don't care either way. I can do PvP, PvE, whatever. Actually, I did a little PvP in the other day, and believe it or not, won. Because the guy wasn't paying attention, but it doesn't matter. Win's a win, right? A win's a win. So yeah, that's where we are. But we're gonna go in here and find an old school challenge. And if anybody came in or will come in, because nobody's here now. But if anybody was to come in looking to see some PlayStation 1 footage of Defcon 5, I apologize. That was false advertising on my part. So we're gonna go in now and just find us a random old school challenge to do. What do you think? Well, that's what we're doing because nobody's here to defeat me on it. Should we do what? Okay. So I see the Intellivision, I see the Amiga, I see the Commodore, I see the ColecoVision, the Jaguar, the Lynx, the Atari 7800, 5200, 2600. I see the video arcade up and running over there, Real Entertainment, Real Interactive, whatever that was, that Panasonic thing. Got that. We got the arcade classics, PlayStation 2, 1, Neo Geo, the Naomi system, the Dreamcast, the Sega Saturn, the Mega Drive for Genesis, the Sega Master System, Atomic Wave, Game Boy Advance, GameCube, Game Boy Color, Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, Nintendo Entertainment System, PC Engine. So I mean, we you know, it ain't like we can't find something to play. Let's look at the Super Nintendo. Let's look at the SNES. See what we got. Let's just scroll through. I'm just gonna let it scroll, and I'm just gonna stop randomly and see what we can. Let's do it one more time. We're gonna scroll. We're gonna look away, and whatever we come up on, this will be our old school challenge. All right, so this is a game called Phalanx. It's a hyperspeed shootout in space. It's one of those side-scrolling bullet hell games. It's a 1992 game. I don't know anything about it. Never played it before. It's called Phalanx for the Super Nintendo system. And here's the start screens. How about this music, huh? bullet hell Super Nintendo system Phalanx. Let's see how we do here. Hey, it looks cool. Remember the rules of the old school challenge? Once we exhaust our lives, which looks like we are probably going to start with the Enforce Fighter. The Enforce Fighter. Okay. Let's configure our system. Difficulty easy. Well, let's do normal. Chip speed, we're going to do fast. Well, let's do mid to start, you know, because we live in the mid. Don't ever forget that. Shoot with our missile and our, okay, weapon select, speed change. Okay, all right, well. Okay. That was our system config. We got our sounds. Looks like we got 4 lives, looks like. So let's go see what we can do. Phalanx for the Super Nintendo system. Some music. Okay. Oh, it feels good. We got 2 ships left. It's tough. Last ship, friends. How do you win these bullet hell games, bro? Well, I mean, we had 4 credits, not 4 lives. All right. Let's go around. I was never a bullet hell fan, like those 1941s and all those games. I was never a fan of those. But this isn't terrible. I mean, avoid those little freaking damn red bombs. Oh, we're over a city? Something. Last ship. We'll just avoid these, I guess. Holy cow. Woo! Ah, man. Game over. All right, well, look, I mean, sure, nah, we're not gonna play our last year critics. Look, it is what it is, man. We never said we were good. We just said we were old school, and we abide by that. The rules of the old school are, you know, you do your thing and you move on. Yeah, I was never a fan of those bullet hell games. Those like we just played. They're fine. I mean, I know a lot of people really like those. I was never a big, huge fan of them. But hey, what's going on, dude? With the skepticism, it's been a long time. Been a long time. I didn't know you were still around, so appreciate you joining me today. Hadn't seen you in a hot minute. Thought you'd given up on old Rigglewood. But good to see you back on. Good to see you back on. Solomon. Yeah. It took me a minute. Solomon. Yeah, I remember you, Solomon. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Good to see you back on. We're going to do a little, you just watched me lose the old school challenge, which is nothing new. Oh, Solomon, you'll be interested in this. We gave up on Tarkov, and I just did a little rant on Tarkov before you joined me. So go back and watch the first 13 minutes of the show, and you can hear my thoughts on Tarkov. But Tarkov's out of play now. We won't do Tarkov anymore. We've replaced that with Gray Zone Warfare, and we are really enjoying Gray Zone Warfare. We've had some really good runs with Gray Zone, and some bad runs, but that's okay. I'm not as mad at Gray Zone's bad runs as I was at Tarkov. So we don't lose our minds nearly as much as we used to, but it's still always a possibility. We appreciate you popping in there, Solomon. Gonna jump in next to Battlefield 6. We're gonna give that beta another go. Hopefully we can spend a little bit more time with it today than we did last week when it was open. And yeah, give me just a minute. Let me regroup. And we'll be right back with Battlefield 6.